Hey, this is Chris with Flip Houses Part Time. Just wanted to make a very quick tutorial on using Listsource to pull lists of motivated sellers or potential motivated sellers. I will also follow this up with how to pull a list of cash buyers as well, and that will be on a separate video. So once you have a Listsource account, this is what your dashboard looks like, and this is an old account. I have another account that I use, but this is an old account here. So you can see like your past list that you pull here. But in order to pull a list, it's best to create your own. So you can really break it down by the exact criteria that you want. So for me, I'm just going to run an example list of some absentee owners in a particular zip code that I might want to go after. So here in this tab, you start on geography. So I'm going to select and I'm going to go to zip code. So you can do zip code, county, that type of thing. And then here, select a state. I'm in California, so this will be for my home state, my home market. So you can either select here, or you could just go down here and type in. So I'm going to choose one zip code in my city. I have probably about 8 zip codes that I particularly target in my city. Just for an example, I'm going to show one. So here, here's your criteria, this area right here. So geography, there's nothing really selected here. So this is the current result. So what I'm going to do, as far as geography, I'm only going to select zip code so I can move on to the next thing. Mortgage, I don't need that. I'm not looking for mortgage data. I want property data. So here in property, here's your criteria. So you can narrow it down by bedroom, bathroom, size, that type of thing. Me personally, when I'm creating a list, I always start with property type. You don't have to. It's up to you. Me personally, I pursue multifamily, duplex, triplex, quads. If I'm building a list that I can buy to fix and flip, or wholesale over to fix and flippers, I'm looking for those 1 to 4 units. So that's why I select these things, because those properties qualify for FHA financing if we're going to look at it as a fix and flip, where 5+ units needs commercial financing. So I throw multifamily in there because there could be something that shows up as multifamily, but maybe it's a 3 or 4 unit. So now that narrows you down just under 20,000. I'm going to narrow that down even more. And I'm going to go length of residence. Here, I normally do like 8+. So, by the way, when you're selecting multiple things, I just hold down Control. And it selects multiple. I do add. And here, so now everyone who's owned that property for 8 or more years is now going to show up there. And then the biggest one, probably most important, equity. And it really just, it's all your own personal preference. I do 30+. Sometimes I might do 20 or 25 because I am an agent, so I can still capitalize, by turning something into a listing if they don't have enough equity. But so real short, this is basically everything, probably everything I would pursue here, about just over 6,000 properties. In one zip code, 30% or more equity. They've owned it for 8 or more years. Multifamily from condo, PUD, single unit, all the way up to 4 unit. And then as far as narrowing down property data, that's what I do. Again, if you want, lot size, if it has a swimming pool, bedrooms, bathroom. I myself don't discriminate on bedrooms, bathroom, or size. I will buy a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, 400 square foot house if the price makes sense, and I've calculated in, what those values adjustments are. You can do demographics. Most of these demographics are kind of slowly being phased out as more regulation has been coming into place. So I don't do demographics anymore. You can look at foreclosure data, and then here on your options, you can select if you want absentee or just owner occupied or both. I prefer both. Trustee, no preference. Why? Because a lot of people transfer their properties into trusts later in life, And so I don't want to exclude trust properties because I want to be able to pursue them. Corporate owned, I don't exclude them because sometimes LLCs or corporations, they want to sell their properties. And there are a lot of mom and pop landlords who transfer their properties into LLCs. So I don't exclude them because I want to be able to get in front of them as well. And then I want mailing address complete. And here you can save that criteria so you can go back and purchase it again. And then you do purchase list here. And then so you can choose some of your stuff. Right, you can add your property reports. I wouldn't do that. That's a crazy amount of money. So you can suppress, so you can do like remove duplicates of duplicate owners, stuff like that. I don't do that. If someone owns multiple properties through my city, I want to know who they are and pursue them regularly. But that's it. So here you can remove duplicates. They'll save your list for like a couple years, I think, something like that. And you do continue to check out, and bam, that's it. That's how you pull lists of potential sellers through Listsource. Really simple. And of course, on your own criteria, you can choose it. You don't have to do the criteria that I do, but I like doing the 30% or more equity generally. 8 or more years of ownership, SFRs to small apartments. I look for properties to flip. So in a nutshell, that's it. I hope you liked the video. Go get yourself a Listsource account. If you don't, I combine my list. So I'll pull something through Listsource, I'll pull something through PropStream, and then maybe another source and kind of combine it, because there's really no perfect system. So Listsource might, for some reason, exclude some properties that maybe PropStream has, or vice versa. Or, there's Melissa Data, Title Pro, those types of things. So no list provider will ever be 100% accurate, and they won't ever be 100% the same. So sometimes I'll pull multiple lists from multiple areas, and then I'll combine them and, make sure that I can hit as many people as I want. So that's it. If you have any questions, drop a comment.